Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and our page reference is Material Engineer Official. And today we have the video number 181. Our subject is static load for the road pavement design. And before going on, I would like to request you to subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, like it, share it in order to reach the next video with easy access. So we will discuss about the static load, which is the design parameter. According to that usage, we will analyze the bearing capacity of the load, and based on that data, we will assume the design parameters in order to confirm the real stability and the suspension during the working load and the traffic flow of the particular design uh, areas. So let us go to the subject. This is the static load test performed on the soil characteristics and unbounded based on the subbase material and to determine the strain modulus or a measure for the shear strength of the pavement's components. So this is the uh, standard load test. Types of the static load test is the included in axial compression confirming the ASTM D1143 axial tension and also the ASTM D3689 and the lateral ASTM D3966. The static load test is typically performed to a maximum applied load equal to the multiple of the foundation design load and the geotechnical failures and the geotechnical aspects of the ground reality where the design is going to place. So there is a question, what is a plate load bearing test for the record? It is also a plate load bearing test or STP used to measure the short-term settlements and the pavement basis, subbase, and the subgrade materials temporarily work platform and the building footings under the proposed design load. The value of the settlement against the load, then the usage of the checks that the soil meets the design load settlement criteria and the versus the design load of the traffic flow and the uh, general load of the road condition. The static load limit is the amount of the load is a bearing can be stored to a given non-moving instance. The specification is typically designed as the symbol of a CO and the measured units of the force such as N, capital N. So what do you mean the calculate the static load test? The pressure of the load under which the bearing of pressure in 1 million revolution without the experience failure. Use the formula CO is equal to PO slash FO bracket close into C to calculate the static load carrying capacity or the CO of the bearing. What is an example of the static load test? It is an example of static load test. Example is the weight of a building bearing load and the ground of a car parked on a road. However, the car begins to move, it's become a dynamic load. So, what is the measurement of the static load? Static load is a typical performed and the gradually applying the load to the structural using the weights of the hydraulic jacks and then the measuring the amount of the deflection movement that occurs against the hydraulic load, uplifting, and the suspension. So the static load is a capacity that the maximum recommendation of the load and can be applied while a vehicle is statically uh, uplift on a particular area with a particular force. And the example that's the park the vehicle of a roof and the top tent and the people inside the it could be weight in the 300 kg. It can be also included in that calculation. So ASTM D1196 and the D1196M dash 21. This also a standard says the soil is a flexible pavement components to use the evaluation and the design of the airports and the highway pavements and the main airfields whatsoever the design requirement. So the significant use of the and static load test and the use for the evaluation to design the preventing structure and the load is to perform on a soil underground where the subbase material to determine the modulus of a subgrade reaction and to the pressure of the shear strength to move the component of a scope. So this test method is a apparatus to proceed the marking and the nomenclature of the static load test and the subgrade of the soil and compacted pavement components and either the components or to provide the data of the for the evaluation and the design rigid and the flexible types of the airport and the highway components. So this is the general parameters to equipment it uplifted hydraulically and its weight waste the time against the value of the uh, load bearing capacity device is noted by the manometer and the readings will come and then the numerical calculation it will provide a static load from where it helps the design of the parameter of a particular load. So this was the briefing about the static loads and in next video we will see each other with another subject. So thank you very much and have a nice day.